There's just something to the cowboy boot. There just is. You pull them on and you just feel like they just give you a boost of confidence. You feel like you can conquer the world. I mean, I feel empowered in them and I feel confident in them. And I also feel a little bit memorable in them, which is really fun. People like want to turn their head a little bit or just remember you. I think that's how they make us.
It's that Texas swagger. We grew up on our family's cattle ranch in far west Texas outside of Marfa.
We had this vast land that was just ours to roam. I look back at how foundational that time was in growing up there because I think it really imprinted the love for creativity and nature and imagination. We were pretty rumpled and ragged, stringy blonde hair over like a t-shirt and jeans with cowboy boots.
Cowboy boots were such a part of our lifestyle, such a part of our aesthetic growing up on a working cattle ranch. It's always kind of been in our DNA.
As we became older and I think more cognizant of fashion and what we thought we liked style-wise, then the cowboy boot started kind of taking on different expressions.
We've had so much fun pushing the boundaries of what that can be.
We had created them, designed them, Sarah and I had, and then asked our factory, who is owned by our cousins, it's very convenient, to make them for us, pretty please. We had boots that we thought were relevant in fashion and like sat in our closets well and with what we wanted to wear, but we had them made specifically for us. And so when people asked where to get them, there was nowhere to send them.
And we just felt like there was such an opportunity for the silhouette to be better represented and like a lot more accessible to people, particularly a fashion customer.
I said, Sarah, I've really been thinking about this and I've got some great ideas and I think we should get down and talk to the factory and just see if we could get this going. And I think that's really I think the next morning we wrote an email to the factory and just asked if we could come. And I mean, I think that's like the moment we kind of put it into action. How we came up with the name Miron Crosby. Miron is a play on our great-grandfather's name. His name was actually Marion. Miron's another word for myrrh, and we loved the biblical implications of this business kind of being a gift and then being named for our great-grandfather, who was this dapper, wonderful cattleman who has really great stories. He was really beloved. And then Crosby is a street in New York Sarah and I both lived and worked on, and then also a pasture on our family's cattle ranch. So we loved kind of the synergy of New York meets West Texas. Family and sense of place have really shaped Miron Crosby in so many ways. The surroundings of like where we grew up and how beautiful it is.
Color is amazing, and we have amazing sunrises and amazing sunsets and all these crazy wispy clouds.
I really, really think West Texas influenced my love of color. The light just makes these colors dance through the sky. It's incredible.
We had really strong mentors. They happened to be family, but we had a really strong grandmother who was amazing. Our mom is a force.
My mom and dad ran their own business, and I think I just was really influenced by my parents. We were raised to do the right thing, and your word was your honor, and take care of people, and recognize that you're a steward of your business, and that it is it's a huge responsibility. And so I think kind of watching them do that, and now I just hope that Miron Crosby never feels hollow, that it always is like it's never rushed. It always has intention. There's integrity with the name. Should it be that my children are someday involved in this business, that they really take pride in creating something really special and really beautiful and get to do it alongside people they love. It's a heritage thing. I'm really grateful for it. We do come from a long line of like strong women and women who kind of never took no for an answer, which I kind of giggle. I guess that's where we are getting it from. We're Texan through and through anyways, and Texas is so perfect for cowboy boots, but I can't imagine having done this business anywhere else. There's just something innate about Texas that like people are drawn to it. The romance and the grit and the cowboy and the Old West and the Wild West, it just evokes this romance and this nostalgia in people that I think is thrilling. We really kind of start with something called a paper doll, where we just like back of the napkin kind of come up with the design. From there, it's translated through somebody who really knows patterning into really technical layout, which explains the gauge stitch, inlays versus preparations versus appliques, that sort of thing, called a spec. So we'll turn this into the factory and then also choose the colors, work with swatches.
We're really kind of known for our metallics, which is fun. So we work with a ton of amazing metallics. These are just some examples of a lot of kid skin, a lot of calf skin, lots of exotics.
So this is our Margaretta boot. It's really the capstone of our collection. It boasts these jumping stars that kind of start clustered on the counter, which is just beautifully done by our artisans, all hand cut, and then they cluster on the counter all the way around and then jump up the shaft here, kind of end on the collar, inlaid in between our iconic lazy star, which is also here on the ear pulls.
There's a crescent moon on the boots. The whole boot was inspired by the sweeping West Texas night skies, for which our part of the world is so known. Our ranch is called the Moon Ranch. So that's our ranch brand, actually, is a crescent moon. So it's a little nod to home. We kind of do this process with all of the boots. So here's a spec for a lane, as you can see, even done on the grid paper. And here's the boot in real life. So that gives you an idea kind of where the layout matches. All of these are red, which is one of our kind of more iconic colorways. And then we were playing with it in mixed metallics and we landed on the navy. So these are different color ups we were playing with. This is actually kind of what we went with.
But we love this. Kate has kind of become one of our best sellers. These colors in particular are kind of reminiscent of the Tobosa Flats in West Texas, with this beautiful kind of like light linen color and then this kind of rusty orange. But then we just popped it with this really fun kind of silver champagne down the stem. We launched Miron Crosby in 2017. All of our production was done at our cousin's factory in South Texas, which is called Rios of Mercedes. It's in the Texas Valley, so almost to the very tip of Texas by the coast. And it's been in existence since the late 1860s, and in our family since the late 1960s. Our uncle trainer bought into it in the 60s and has run it, or has been involved since then. The work done there is incredible. Artisans with decades and decades of experience, hand last, hand cut, each pair of it's made. I think my favorite still, and I've said, are my wedding boots. Like they're sky blue. They have this great like lacy scroll up them. And
She loves them because we designed them.
my brother and sister gave them to me for my wedding. They were my something blue on my wedding day. They're pretty special.
Another custom wedding boot like what you just saw.
But they did an anniversary day.
This is my wedding boot that Lizzie made custom for me for my wedding, and then we put it into the line. So it's going around. We'll be able to sell it in production.
Our materials come from all over the world. These exotics that come from places in Africa and South America and everywhere. And then most of our leathers come from Europe, although we source from elsewhere as well. The leather comes to the factory, then it's cut, and then it begins going through production from there. Lizzie, while having this crazy finance background, is maybe even more passionate about color and design than I am. She's macro and I'm micro. I like production details and stitch gauge.
I mean, that's pretty bad.
Champagne, great ostrich, love the texture.
I'm actually really loving the underside of this gold python. This better yellow for color.
Need to be a little bit more citrus.
Our boots, they take obviously an immense amount of handwork, a ton of artisans. It's really crazy to be in a room where something is being, made from an idea in somebody's head to reality, but it's an unbelievable amount of work. The specialization these artisans have is truly mind-blowing. They're absolute masters at their craft. Cutting and lining and lasting and welting and heels and cleaning up, stitching. So important, I think, for us as consumers to care about where things come from and care about how they're made. I think it's important to us that this product be handmade and hand lasted, which is kind of a dying art domestically. Lasts are the mold of the foot that goes inside of the boot, and the leather is then pulled over the mold of the foot. And when it's done by hand, it's all of the stretch is pulled out of the leather. The leather's really been manipulated in a way by hand that allows it to breathe and flow and makes it, we think, a more quality product.
Burst coming through, looking great. Yeah.
It's a good example of our kind of the inlay and the applique you see. So this is double inlay, and then that's applique.
It's amazing to find this quality and this craftsmanship, and they've just made an amazing product and are really carrying on a dying art. We are really true to the silhouette. We very much make a cowboy boot, and we're very proud of that. That having been said, we see ourselves as a fashion brand that makes a cowboy boot or a Western product, not a Western brand that makes a fashion product. And I think that the delineation there is important because it's a huge part of our ethos in being true to the silhouette and the artisanship and trying to kind of expand and make the cowboy boot more approachable for a fashion customer.
Love to wear them horseback, love to wear them at the ranch, but can I wear them to a boardroom in New York City? Can I wear them shopping in London? Can I wear them to
date night or
carpool, to get married in, or whatever it is? That kind of boundary pushing and that reimagination of the whole silhouette is really fun for us.
I think that's kind of where we've found the secret sauce of our business too, is just in the kind of the disruptiveness of reintroducing the silhouette in a way that is not only fashion forward, but setting the precedent. Miron Crosby, I hold it so closely because I feel like it really is a family, and our team is just so well connected, and I'm really proud of how we've built this business brick by brick in a way that feels very like authentic and very organic, but also really intentional. It's exciting to see what's next. It's kind of the fun part too, is you don't know what's around the corner.